Hi, I'm Michael Torrens, the Director of Analysis at Utah State University. An important element of building communities is the creation of feedback loops. Feedback provides information that is used to improve and strengthen communities. It tells us how people are doing and about outcomes. IDEA course evaluations are an important part of our learning communities at Utah State University. When you take a minute or two to complete the online evaluation for your classes each semester, you're doing several important things for yourself and for your community. You're paying forward information that will be used by students following you at USU. You're providing direct feedback that is used by faculty and programs to improve each class. You're providing data that helps the university. And you're giving yourself access to the community of knowledge that's gained from the evaluations done by other students. Course evaluations at USU are pretty exceptional. At many schools, evaluations are criticized as a popularity contest, but IDEA evaluations in our community are different because they ask you to report how much you're learning in specific areas in each class. I can show you how while I explain how the evaluations work. Each semester, you'll get emails for the classes you're enrolled in, one email for each class. When you click on the link in the email, you'll be taken to this screen where you can complete the evaluation. To start with, look at the course title and make sure you've got the right course and the right professor. All that information will be in the red bar at the top. Right away, you can see that IDEA evaluations are different. You're being asked to report on a set of learning objectives. Your professor has selected from this list the objectives that are the focus of their class, and they will have communicated those objectives to you in the course description, in their syllabus, or in class. Notice that you're asked to report how much progress you made on each objective. So the questions you're asked are, 12 possible learning objectives are listed below, not all of which will be relevant in this class. Describe the amount of progress you made on each, even those not pursued in the class, by using the following scale. 1, no apparent progress. 2, slight progress. 3, moderate progress. 4, substantial progress, and 5, exceptional progress. In all honesty, it takes much longer for me to explain the details than it will be for you to complete it. One page, a few clicks, scroll down to the bottom and include any comments that are appropriate for the class, and you're done. So that's your contribution to the community. But you may be asking yourself, okay, I'm part of the community, so what's in it for me? Well, each semester, IDEA results are available to all students that participate in the process. To get to those results, for example, when you're preparing to register for the next semester of classes, you simply go to our website, usu.edu/AAA. Once there, you can click the quick link for course evaluations and click. Now you're going to be asked to log on with your secure A number and password. Once you enter that information, you'll get to a search box. Now this is just like a Google search. So let's imagine that I'm a student and I'm preparing to register for classes. I'm interested in some management classes, so I put in the code for management. I hit enter. Wow, that's a lot of classes. The nice thing is you can narrow your search by providing additional information. For example, let's say that I'm really interested in Management 2050. Now I only get Management 2050 classes. Let's imagine that I'm looking for the spring semester, so I'll put in spring. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. I've got Management 2050 classes for spring, and I can see that there are a number of different instructors. Over here, we have some summary evaluation scores and response rates for the evaluations, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let's say, for example, I'm trying to choose a particular class, and I'm wondering, should I take this class from Jacob Olson or from John Ferguson? The nice thing about IDEA is on our website, you can go through an individual evaluation. If you click on the evaluation, so here are some results. I want to go down below this table to look here where it says objectives chosen. Here you can see what this faculty member has chosen as the specific objectives for their class. So these are the things that the class is going to emphasize: learning fundamental principles, learning to apply course material to improve thinking, problem solving, and decisions, developing a clear understanding of and commitment to personal values, learning to analyze and critically evaluate ideas, arguments, and points of view, and acquiring an interest in learning more by asking my own questions and seeking answers. That sounds like research to me. Now, one thing that is sometimes confusing for students about the IDEA system is the scores. So this score goes from 20 to 80, and the middle area here, from 45 to 55, is considered good. This is similar to classes across the university. Now, any scores that are higher than that is very good, and really scores in this top line are exceptional because they represent the top 10% of scores that students gave in a particular class. So what you're learning here is that in some very specific areas, students indicated that they really learned a lot. Now I want to go back to the list of professors because this is the point I'm trying to get to. Let's imagine that you had heard from a friend that Management 2050 was really great because they enjoyed it because they were able to work in teams together. Well, if I go to this other professor's evaluation and go to the choices made for learning objectives, you can say that we have gaining factual knowledge, learning fundamental principles, generalizations, and theories, learning to apply course material, developing specific skills, and then acquiring skills and working with others as a member of a team. So here's a faculty member who said an important part of the delivery of this class, of the way that we do our work in this class, is working in teams. So when you're looking at particular courses or particular professors, you can look at those learning objectives and get a sense potentially of what the emphasis of the course is and even what the delivery method is. We feel like these are very powerful tools for students to have, and anyone who participates in the IDEA system and fills out the evaluations is able to get to this information and search for classes, for programs for professors. So that's just a brief summary of the IDEA course evaluation. Our office loves to answer questions. We have the easiest phone number to remember at the university. It's extension 70001. So as you're going through the course evaluation process or as you're looking for particular information, you should always feel free to call us, and we'd be very happy to answer your questions. Thank you for taking time to look at this video today.